you talked earlier about legacy, and, what would you want to be remembered for or as?
What would you want said at your eulogy?
Yeah, that's it, right.
Man,
And you better start thinking.
Talk about joy.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
They're just lazy. They don't have to write it all
Yeah,
themselves.
just write it.
Give me a pen.
Can you do me a favor and save me the writing and just write it yourself?
Just write it.
No, I mean,
It's very hard for me to describe myself. I may be just a good father and a good person. And I'm always trying to do what I call the next right thing. What is the next right thing to do? That's in the moment. It's today. It's a decision you make each day, each event. What's the next right thing? And also do good work. I think I told every one of you, excellence is its own reward. Whatever you choose to do, try to be excellent at it. Why? Mostly for your own pride. Say, I did this really well. Do good work, and of course be kind to others. Now I hope I fit some of that, but it's for others to judge because I have impacts on different people. So I don't know.
I think you do fit that. I think you do a wonderful job of loving us and caring for us, and kind of reflecting your experiences and your advice. When sometimes things come up that's just really tough to digest, you're the first person to call because you're really good at kind of having a sense of things and being able to kind of have an overview of situations.
It's just my perspective.
And yeah, but it really is truly some of the best advice that I know where to get. You're really good at that. So I think you do fit that.
And I think for me, there's lessons in your failures too. No, really.
I don't have any.
Watching you struggle, watching your own deficiencies as a person, I think is very interesting.
What deficiency?
Well, it helps me understand you as not just a dad that you idolize, but as a man, as a person. Watching you struggle, watching you have failures and deficiencies, I think it makes you more human. And I see some of those deficiencies in my own self. Watching you overcome some of those problems, I think that's really, I like seeing that aspect of you too. Just knowing that no one's perfect, that we all have flaws, but watching you kind of grow as a person yourself. I don't know, for me, that I take a lot of lessons from that myself. A lot of young girls put their dads on a pedestal and their fathers could never do wrong and this and that. And I just don't think that that's a very healthy approach to the humanity of you that I love. The fact that you are multifaceted and you are a person that exists beyond just being a dad. That you're Victor and you have your own parents and your own siblings and dynamics and your own dreams and hopes and a marriage that didn't work and now one that is. And I just think there's a lot of lessons just watching your human life evolve.
Yeah,
I find it
well,
interesting.
very well said.
Yeah.
I agree. I tap into that myself and realize that I am a branch of you, and there's certain things that I feel or reflect that I say, I can totally relate to some decisions and how responses and stuff.
Yeah.
And I realize that we are just all human, and that's how you learn and evolve. And
Yeah.
the thing that I'm so impressed about is where you are now. In particular, how kind of who you've kind of, I don't want to say who you've become, but who you've grown into. You're such a very dimensional kind of a matrix of a person and personality. It's been interesting from my point of view, seeing this person kind of grow as well from when I was a little kid to now. It's really just an interesting.
What they say with age comes wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now I'm in my third trimester, as they say, and I'm trying to impart some of what I know and my own beliefs. It's not necessarily everyone else, but if it helps, fine. If not, fine.
I think you're a very interesting person, and I think you're very smart and wise, funny. You never really want to stop growing and learning. Your memory is amazing. The fact that you can remember details and events and politics and politicking from 30, 40 years ago, that's remarkable. I just think you're a really interesting person.
Have a little
Little cheat sheet.
what do they call that little card?
Oh, yeah, SD card.
Just take it out.
SD
memory
card is
card.
under each arm.
There's just a lot of people in this world who just kind of exist. I think the world's more interesting. than
I mean,
human.
that to me, that's the fun of life, is to continue. If you have the health and the ability and your mind's not shot, it's a fascinating thing to keep learning, to keep observing, and to keep seeing how the world's changing. Because this is not the same world as the 50s,
Yeah.
right? It's a very different world. And that's, I think the last thing I want to say is, one of the main traits you need in life is flexibility and versatility. You'll have to be able to go and with the wind a little bit, you know, and go with, not say go with the flow, which means kind of let it happen, but be versatile. If you see something really changing, you have to identify it. You know, like I've seen technology really change from the days of black and white TV and radio all the way through this. I don't even understand it all, you know, but if you embody it as an improvement and as technology that can help, you know, that's great. You don't have to understand all the megabits and all of that, but hey, this thing actually can do something,
Yeah.
you know, and you guys are going to see a lot of changes in your life
Yeah.
as well.
Is technology always an improvement? I mean, do you feel?
No, I mean, you know.
You feel
said
generally that it
You said
is?
earlier about the spilling of chemicals and,
Yeah.
and capitalism requires a lot of waste. Unfortunately, if it's toxic waste, it's worse. But it's not an efficient system. It's based on man's natural greed and desire to fulfill their ego. But notwithstanding, most technology is good, you know, and look what it's brought us from, you know, very early radio all the way through this. You pick up, I mean, do you know, I went to the Kennedy Space Center and they said there's more technology in this phone than on the space shuttle.
Wow,
Yeah, I heard that.
that's remarkable.
And you want to see a space shuttle, it's big. And of course, I was in the mock-up capsule, and it's not really too sophisticated, but there's walls of gauges and knobs and stuff. More
In your
power
pocket.
in this than in the whole space program.
Wow.
So anyway, technology can be good, and it should be good. Man, can you misuse it though? Like the atomic bomb. Bad news. You know,
Atomic bomb.
bad news for humanity,
Yeah.
because some nut will use it.
Yeah.
Um,
But you seem generally optimistic about humans in the future.
Because, look, life, this planet, if you study the universe, and I don't want to go on, but if you study how the universe works, it's a show. This universe is a very special place. It's a life-sustaining universe. It's the only planet with the right amount of oxygen, CO2, water, land. We can survive on this. And so, yes, I think humanity will survive. We may get hurt a little bit. We may go through climate change. We may have some accidents of nuclear things, but I think the species will survive.
All right.
Thank
you,
you.
Dad.
Thanks, Dan.
You're welcome. My pleasure.